Happy Self-Love Sunday. I am Tarnisha Mosash, your host of Self-Love Sundays with Sass. I am your vision strategist coach, and this is where we come every single Sunday to talk about all the ways in which we can better our best. And today's videos is for my strong ones, okay? The go-to, the one who always shows up for everything. If it's a funeral, graduation, birthday, party, all the things, you are there. You're the one people call on when their life is falling apart. But no one's asking how you're holding it all together. So I'm asking you today, how are you holding it all together? On paper, everything looks fine, but you feel off. You're tired, but it's not the kind of tired that sleep fixes. So you're going to sleep, but you're not resting. You're not resting. And some of us, when we're in this perimenopause, menopause era, want to blame it on that, but it's not that. Because you're also present for everybody, but you're numb. You're performing because you can put on, but you feel disconnected. And then you're in a room, but you're emotionally checked out. So you do show up, but you feel like, man, I'm in here and I'm not connecting to anything in here. So you feel alone in a room full of people. And you're like, what is this? And today I've come to tell you what it is. Okay, so are you ready? Do you have your pen and your paper? Because that's what we like to call high functioning burnout. So just in case you didn't know, I'm talking to my high functioning overachievers today. It's what happens when your body keeps going, but your spirit has nothing left to give. And you keep giving and giving and giving and giving. And here's the other thing too, because sometimes, because I know we've evolved some, and you may be doing your meditations here and there, and you may be listening to good things here and there. And if you're Christian, you with the Lord, all the things, but you still don't understand what's happening. Why is it that I'm doing all the things, yet I still feel the same way? I'm smiling, but I'm suppressing how I really feel. I'm productive, but I don't have any peace in what I'm producing. You're managing everyone else's needs while silently neglecting your own. Does it sound familiar? You're showing up for your kids, you're showing up for your family. And then you say no one's showing up for you, and then you won't even let them. But you're mistaking busy for being whole. Because if I can do it and show up for everybody, that's my purpose. It's what I'm supposed to do. And now you're running on fumes. So I just want to preface this by saying this video is not for the person who's like, I'm quitting. Because high functioning women aren't quitters, right? It's for the woman who's questioning, because you're questioning things right now. You may feel like, oh my God, if I sit down to rest, I'm lazy. No, you're not lazy. You're overloaded and you're overwhelmed. And then it feels like failure. So then you're functioning without the feeling. Because again, if you're trying to, run a business, trying to get clients, if you're trying to grow in your job, if you're looking to be promoted, or if you're looking to draw in the right crowd of friends or the right people to be around, and you're like, well, I'm doing all of the things and I'm showing up. What's wrong? You're functioning, but you have no feeling. And then we talk about people who are emotionally unavailable. You can't be emotionally available because you don't know what your emotions are. And I know that's a lot. So in this moment, I just want to invite you to just take a exhale, because that's what you need in this moment. Because somewhere along the way, you've mistaken being strong as carrying things in silence and fixing things all alone, because in your mind you feel like, well, nobody's going to show up for me, no one's going to help me. And you may have even extended help possibly to the wrong person, and they didn't show up the way you expected them to, or sometimes even what you needed them to. So that said to you, I got to do it by myself. There's nobody that's going to be here for me. There's nobody that's going to do this for me. In some things, in some spaces and places, you're right. And in a lot of places, have you really asked yourself, have I given people the opportunity? Nurturing everyone around you while starving yourself emotionally. How many times have your friends called so they can cry on your shoulder, and you've given them the world's best advice? And here's something I understand as a coach too. I understand that if you are the strong one and you are the one who gives all the advice, sometimes it's hard. Like you say to yourself, like, how is it I can be here and I can do this for everybody else, but I can't do it for me? You're not meant to do it for you. You're meant to have the same support. So because here's the thing, you're showing up at work. Some of you guys are showing up at your church, and then you break down in your car. You're crying in the car. You sit and you pull up to the house, sit in the driveway, and you're just sitting there. You don't want to go into your house, or you drive into work. You sit in the parking lot. You don't want to go into your job. You don't. It's like you love what you do, especially for those who are business owner. But you just like, I can't do this today, and so you're crying in the shower. I see you. You're crying in the shower. Waited, like, when are things going to change? When are things going to turn around? You give your kids, your clients, and your family your best while you're running on your last 2%. Yeah, you like, come on, y'all. Like, we got to be real today because you've learned to manage exhaustion so well that no one thinks to check up on you. And I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. Just like that was literally me. I will never forget in 2010 when our oldest son was murdered in our hometown, and his so he was the oldest of six, and my ex husband during that time also developed cancer. We found that he had cancer in the same week that my son was murdered, and I just remember I got to get him the treatment. I got to get the kids the therapy. I got to keep them going normal in their sports. We got to bury our son. We have to do. And I was so hell bent on the devil not taking my family. I forgot about me. And in those moments, it became all about them, which was a great thing. Please don't get this twisted because I want you to hear this because this is how we internalize it. It wasn't a bad thing. And when everyone called the house, no one asked how I was doing. They wanted to know how the kids was doing and how my ex-husband was doing. You know why? Because I showed up in the way that people thought she got it. Meanwhile, in between, I was broken down in the inside. I didn't really have it to give, but I was going to go do it. And then on top of it, so I need you to imagine this. On top of this, right? So when he's going through these chemo and radiation treatments, he can't work. So I was working full time in my company that I'm still at now. Been there for 27 and a half years. I'll be 28 years soon. And I also was teaching fitness in the gym. Do you know I went and got another full time job at night? I will never forget it at Sam Adams Beer Company. I went and put on some steel toe boots and learned how to drive a forklift. Why? So my family can continue to thrive. And it didn't matter that I was in survival mode. It didn't matter. What mattered to me in that time is that he was going to be well and my children was going to be well. And me saying, I'm not going to let nobody, no one take the other members of my family. So when I come here and I talk to y'all about managing exhaustion so well and run on your last 2%, at that point I had 0% left in the battery. I did that for 9 long months, two full-time jobs, and still taught my class at the gym, still got my kids to and from their sports, still got him to and from chemo and radiation, like still did all of the things. So I'm talking to you from a place of been there. I'm here to tell you that kind of strength isn't sustainable. It's listen, it's silent suffering dressed up as accountability, responsibility, and stability. That's what it is. And the truth of the matter is, this is what we don't talk about. We don't talk about how functioning burnout. We don't talk about emotional numbness, the quiet disconnect that creeps in the version of you that everybody depends on. Like real talk, like no, but it don't even fit who you're becoming. It's like you're working. I remember it. Like I was working. I wanted to be one of the biggest fitness instructors at the time, and I wanted to like it wasn't even fitting where I was becoming. But it was like, man, that disconnect was so loud. But I didn't have time for me. I didn't have time for my feelings. I didn't have time for my emotions. The most important thing to me was my family. And I'll tell you what I learned about that a little bit later, all right? Because here's the truth. I know some of you think you need more discipline. You don't. You need direction. and clarity, true clarity about where you are right now in this moment, not who you've always been. And you don't need to push through. That's the other thing. Oh, we just push through, push through, push through, push through. Guess what? It's pushing you to your breaking point, to your nervous breakdown. Ask me how I know. I was there. It was me. That was me. And so it wasn't another push through that was needed. You need a pause. And that pause, let me tell you something. It's not weakness. It's not negating your responsibilities. It's not lack of accountability. I promise you it's wisdom. I promise you it's wisdom. I promise you it's wisdom, because you're not designed to live in this emotional drought. Your exhaustion, listen, your exhaustion isn't proof that you're superwoman. Your exhaustion isn't proof that you have a great family. Your exhaustion isn't proof that you are worthy. Your exhaustion isn't proof that you're desirable. Your exhaustion isn't proof that you're lovable. And it's also not proof that you're broken, because I know a lot of times too, people talk to people as if you're broken. I don't think my high functioning woman is broken, because I sure didn't think I was broken. Absolutely not. You're disconnected, though. There is a difference here. Disconnected from your emotions, disconnected from your true feeling, disconnected from your calling, even though you think you may be in it. And then you wonder why things are not manifesting in that way. It's because you're trying to do it on fumes and from a place of I need, I gotta, it has to. And it's here's the thing, though. It's proof that you've been holding too much alone. It's proof that you've been holding too much alone. And I'm going to tell you that later on, a couple years after that, first of all, my marriage didn't sustain it. My marriage could have never sustained it. My relationships with my children, it didn't sustain. It could have never sustained it. The two jobs didn't sustain. It could have never sustained it. I sacrificed my joy, my peace, all of those things. It couldn't sustain. It wasn't realistic. It wasn't realistic. And I had to teach people for after my nervous breakdown. I want you to hear that and hear that loud and clear. After my nervous breakdown, I had to redefine my relationship with myself. I had to come into alignment with me and who I am, and not even just who I desired to be. It's not the way I saw my life. I certainly didn't see me burying two sons. I certainly didn't see me in a divorce. I certainly didn't see me falling out with my children. I certainly didn't see me not speaking to my mother. I certainly didn't see me falling out with my friends. I didn't see it. I also didn't see where I was running on empty. And so I wasn't giving people the best of me because I didn't give it to myself. And so in this moment, I need you just to take a moment to understand that. You think you're giving your best, you're not. You're giving what's rest. And if the rest is only 2%, guess what? That's not your best. And so I know you're saying, I hear you talking to me, Mo, but how do I give my best? Well, you have to take a pause. You have to take a time out. You have to start to sit with yourself. You have to start to get with yourself. You have to start to build another foundation. It's cracks and holes all through it. It's time to lift up the house that you've built on top of this shaky ground. And then it's time to smooth out the foundation. It's time to strengthen the foundation. It's time to get back to basic. You've been steady doing, but when have you took a second for being? When have you taken a second just to say, my God, I'm tired. Lord, show me the next best move. God, give me the capacity for rest. Show me what it is for me in this season, not who I used to be. God, I didn't see my life being here. Show me who I am through your eyes. God, give me the capacity for this moment. Help me understand my emotions and my feelings. I don't care who you call your God. I'm not here to tell you that. That's not my job. I'm here to tell you, though, that the house that you've built on this sinking foundation is not working. It's a slippery slope. So you have to lift up the house. I don't in the diagram that comes, because I'm a visionary, is there was a video, and you can go look it up on YouTube, because this people, they actually do this, where they'll lift up a house to fix the foundation. because the foundation is either cracking, it's off center, or it was never built correctly from the beginning. And so that's exactly where you are. We got to lift up this house so that we can build a firm foundation. But here's the thing. Before we lift up the house to build the foundation, I had to empty it out. We got to let go of the things that no longer serve us. What is it? Listen, what are your what do you value? Because again, we have to come to know what our values are so we can get in alignment with those things. And if things are not in alignment, it's time to clear it out. Clear out your closet. Clear out your garage. Clear out that junk drawer next to your bed. Clear out the junk drawer in the kitchen. Let go of the things that no longer serve you. Let go of the things that no longer fit you. They ain't even you no more. That wardrobe that you have, that's not even you. Let go of showing up for everybody, expecting something from them. And when they can't give it to you, you leave them behind. We have to show up differently. We have to fill ourselves up. It's no one's responsibility to fill us up. We got to take a step back and go inside. Take the next month, take the month of June and July, and just say, you know what? I'm just going to take these next 2 months and pour into me. What would that look like? What would it look like for you to get into a community of people where we can hold you accountable for doing exactly that, for showing up for you in this season, for making it about you for once? What would that look like for you? What would it look like for you to have a coach in your life to help you do it? What would it look like for you to finally pick up the phone and get the therapist and say, I'm tired of doing things the same way because, listen, old ways are not opening new doors and I desire new doors. And here I am knocking and banging and none of the doors that I want are opening. And I don't know why. And it's because there's something deeply rooted. We talked about a tree last week and about how how you never really see a tree grow. And here's the thing. Think about you as a tree, the roots underneath the ground. There's something deeply rooted in you. There's a core belief that says you need to operate this way. And so in order for your branches and for your trunk to grow strong and the branches, which are your emotions, which are your business, which is your prosperity, which is your family, in order for those branches to branch out and grow beautifully, you got to get to the core belief. What is the story that you tell yourself over and over again that doesn't serve you anymore? The story of, I have to do it by myself. Nobody's going to show up for me. There's pee in the dating pool. There's no more good women out here. There's no more good men out here. My kids are just this. My kids are that. Do you know the moment I stopped saying how my son was, he showed up differently? That's my baby, y'all. But I realized I had this strong expectation on him, and I still have expectation. Please don't get this twisted. And I had to shift the expectation though from who I needed him to be for me to how God wants him to be. What does he need for him to do on this earth? It shifted the relationship. And he's an adult now, so I got to shift. And so the shift is not for everybody else. The shift is for you. This world is not messed up. Your worldview is messed up because we can shift it. I'm not saying there's not things out there. And how does change start? Within you. How are you going to show up differently than you ever has before? And I'm going to tell you right now, the moment you decide to rest, the moment that you decide to call your energy back home, the moment you decide that everything works out for me and I can do it with ease and not from a place of pushing and fighting, and it's going to change how people perceive you because they're going to need you to show up in such a way that you're not going to be there to do it, and you cannot feel guilt and shame in those moments. And I'm talking to him from a place of that's been me, and it's been a growth, and it wasn't easy because my worth was tied to how I was showing up for people. And then I had to realize, like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm worthy as I am. How do I know? Because God told me so. How did I know that God told me so? Because I've taken the time to read this for myself. You got to read it for yourself. I had to build my foundation, my spiritual foundation, My personal development. That's what prompted me to go to Tony Robbins events. And I've been with coaches upon coaches and the emotional intelligence programs. It was personal and spiritual. I had to get my foundation right. You want to call in a husband, you want to call in a wife, you want to call in a family that supports you. You got to get your foundation right. And you got to stop letting people off the hook. See, when you show up in such a way that you have to do it all, you let them off the hook. You're actually saying that they're not capable of doing such things. They are. They are. Mom, the kids are capable. Mom, the kids are able. They can do it. You've built them that way. You've made them that way. They're strong. They're gonna make it. They have the listen, they have the best role model in front of them. Not because you were perfect, but because every time you fell down, you got back up. You've given them all they need. But what do you need right now in this moment? What do you need? Who do you need? I want you to I want you to write that out. Just take 2 minutes after you just it doesn't take long. Everybody thinks it's long. No, it doesn't. Give God the first 5 minutes of your morning. Give you the next 2 minutes after that to write how you want your day to be. How do you want to show up? Who do you want to be? Give it to yourself. You don't have to earn rest. Listen, you don't need to prove your worth. You don't have to hustle your way into healing. Oh, that hustle, man. Hustle, hustle, hustle. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. That was me. And it doesn't have to be you. And I get it. I know it doesn't feel right. And here's the thing. We've trained ourselves to feel that way though. Do you understand that? Do you understand that where you are right now, you've trained yourself to be there? And you don't need the permission to choose you because God already chose you. You are worthy of your healing. You're worthy of your space. You're worthy of rest. Doing all the time doesn't make you worthy. You are worthy because you are here. If your time was up, it would be up. And the truth of the matter is, you've been living in survival mode for so long that ease is just unfamiliar. And do you know that you can come out of survival mode? I know. And I'm going to tell you about the roller coaster ride. You may come out of it and then you may come back in it because every new level, all the thing you know is survival. So when you get to that new level, you may cling to those things again. And that's why you get the tools and the community and the coach. So as you go back down that survival mode, they can help bring you back up. All right, get around the right group of people. Who's surrounding you? Are there people who are keeping you in survival mode, keeping you tied to their emotions, keeping you tied to their drama? Some of y'all are so entrenched in drama and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. Like I can watch somebody and I can hear them tell me things about how they're so entrenched with other people's guilt, so entrenched with other people's emotions, and they're just weighed down and bogged down, and they don't realize that that's drama. You don't have to do that. You can have empathy and understanding and compassion for people and not be tied into the sinking hole of their emotions. But here's a question. What if peace, what if peace isn't a reward? What if peace is your birthright? What if peace was exactly what you were designed to have? And then you may say, well, how do you know that? Because during the storm, during the storm, God was in the boat. So when you have the foundation during the storm, the peace that surpasses all understanding, when you choose to stop leaning on your own understanding in your own ways, which are very humanistic, and I understand it, then you will understand that you were designed to have peace in the midst of it all. Not the anxiety, not the anxiousness, not the fear, the doubt, the worry. And I'm not saying those things don't come, but if they have clung themselves to you so much that that's what you cling on. I have anxiety to the point where you've allowed it to define you. I have this, I have that. The great I am. You am who you say you am. So why are you claiming those things? I hear people just say, I am a witch, I'm this. Why? Where does that come from? Why would you define yourself as such things? What does that even mean? What does that mean? When I think of I say I am a wealthy, healthy, and intuitive leader. I am. I am worthy. I am light. I am love. I am chosen for such a time as this. I am in the right place at the right time, surrounded by the right people, doing the next right thing, not the next perfect thing. I am who I say that I am. Why are you defining yourself as those things? And what does it mean? Who are you? The great I am. I watch people kill themselves every day by defining themselves as things that they are not, they were never designed to be, all in the sake of not wanting to be religious, all in the sake of wanting to be spiritual. But what does that mean though? If you've never taken the time to read the word, to understand it, to digest it, what does that mean though? You just try. Here's the thing. I get bucking against the system. I bucked. I bucked against the system. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking you, have you given it consideration though? Have you given it consideration? I had to consider all things. I had to learn to consider that. And then for those of us who look at people and they're like, oh, you automatically want to condemn them. I don't care that they pick up a card. I care if they come to know Jesus. I care if they come to know their God. I care about that though. I don't care about the other parts. When they come to know and they come to understand, they'll come to an understanding for themselves and understand what they may or may not need for their lives. I'm not here to condemn them. Why are you though? I'm not saying that, we shouldn't call things out, but here's the truth. You want to know a hint today? Come here, lean in, lean in. You want to know a hint today? I'm so busy calling me out and my things that I get to work on within me when nobody's watching, that I feel and think and know, I don't have time to call them out. And here's what I will do. I will call them higher. I will call them higher. I'm not saying there's not a need for fire and brimstone. I'm just saying that's not me. Grace, mercy, and love. And I'm learning it though. I'm not saying it's perfect. You got to hear me. And I'm giving you this because I want you to hear that. I want you to walk this thing out for yourself. Don't jump to either spectrum. God, open me up to the opportunities that are right in front of my face. Show me what it is that I need in this healing moment. Help me to smooth my foundation. Help me to seal in the cracks of where my identity got lost and I got disconnected from the pain of childhood. That wasn't my fault. And now I understand it's my responsibility. That's different. Okay. So your burnout isn't failure, it's your invitation to slow down, to reconnect, to come home to yourself. And I pray that this video helps you just to take a moment just to come home to you, not the version that's always on for everybody who's performing, but the one who's truly ready for wholeness and understanding that healing is theirs and is right here for the taking. I thank you for listening today. I really, really hope that this spoke to you today. And it really penetrated through the need of being responsible. And if this did speak to you today, I would please love for you to like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel and get to more people who need to understand that this high functioning burnout, that we're experiencing, that you don't have to, and that you get to rest and you are chosen for such a time as this. And I also understand that when a man gets his money and his mind right, he is unstoppable. And when I say man, I'm not thinking of physical female male. I'm talking about man, human. Okay? So if you need me to say it like this, ladies, when we get our mind and our money right too, we are unstoppable. And I'm here to build a nation of unstoppable women and men, because I do coach men as well. But I'm coming from my high functioning ladies because I understand that when we heal a woman, we heal a nation. And it's time that we start to rise up in our true calling. And so you have to get with women who are on that path. You can't be with women who will want to woe is me and victim me and me, or those who are so busy being busy they can't even see. No, it's time to get with women who understand that rest is the momentum. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Because this, I promise you, this isn't a moment. This is a movement that's coming. All right. So I thank you. I love you. Happy Sunday. And I will talk to you next week. Bye now.